Alrighty. So, one thing I want to show you guys while we're here on the side of the road, probably I'll do it later, but I've got these cool little handles in here, and I took your guys' advice and I reversed the washers on them so that I can just loosen these handles. They screw on. I got them off Amazon, and they just screw on, and then that way I don't need a wrench to take them off. So they're like quick release, which is pretty cool. I realized doing this on the side of the road is probably like not the greatest thing, but we're going to join this ride in progress. We're going to head up to one of my favorite areas today. It's a beautiful Friday. That's 72, 73 degrees, something like that. And we're going to head up the mountain. A little ride, go see Longs and Meeker, see what they're looking like. Just have a nice ride. Here we go. Oh. But yeah, I will show a little more when we get up there, but we got a lot to talk about. This is my last one. Indian has announced all their new scouts, which is pretty cool. I believe they have, let's see, they got the 101, which is the big boy, which is pretty cool. I gotta say, it's pretty badass looking. I like it. They released a new engine. I believe it is a larger displacement, but it is same amount of horsepower, less torque, but the torque curve is better, right? So it's more flat, like a parallel twin, like a lot of Triumphs I used to ride. That torque is, a lot of bikes have a lot of torque, but that torque is like up in the rev range, and this is a lot more usable. It's pretty flat. It's always there, which is really cool to see. They got a lot of classic stuff. I see that the new Scout is getting the digital gauge cluster, which is pretty cool. I do really like that thing. I hear it's kind of sluggish, or at least from what some people have said, it's a little slow, but hey, I still think it's pretty cool. It'd be neat if you could put it on this guy. I bet they don't make it backwards compatible though, but somebody will make it. Whoa, what is going on here? Oh man, that's a you get in the back roads and you never know what you're gonna find. Somebody just got a floor jack on their car. But yeah, we got, give me a second here. Come on, Chuck. We are rolling. I forgot if I didn't know if I pushed record or if I just turned it on. But yeah, they have no more Scout Rogue. They're gonna have a Sport Scout, which I think it was not as good of an opportunity. I think they could have done more. I think the Rogue should have stayed. I liked the name. I get it that like they're trying to like dig in a little bit to Harley in that regard, I think, and just try and keep the naming scheme similar. So one of the stats that I saw, or that I listened to when I watched the thing, was that most people who buy the Scout, something like close to 90% of them are new to Indian, and 29% of those that buy an Indian Scout are new to motorcycling in general, which is crazy to me. That's a pretty cool stat, because Harley's problem is that, and this comes from some friends and coworkers that when I had a job that used to ride Harley, and their biggest thing is that Harley doesn't really have, oh boy, we got the herd. We got people stopping, don't know what we're doing here. Hello, girls. But Harley has a problem with getting new riders in because they're very expensive. The bikes are just, they're just heavy, right? Like they're big, heavy bikes. And what do new riders not want is something heavy, big, and expensive, because you're probably going to drop it. You want to feel in control of it, and to a new rider, that weight is intimidating. And they talk about now these new Scouts have like the lowest seat height and all this stuff, and I think they did a pretty good job. I think Indian did a real good job. I think that new motor, ooh, that is such a beautiful motor. Oh man, like the one on this one is gorgeous, but holy cow, dude, that's a very modern way to make an engine, and it just looks beautiful. What we got here? Usually this is kind of a sketchy intersection, but no, we're good. Wow, though, that motor, just so modern looking. I do like that they put on the stock exhaust, they went to a single, down into just a single outlet. I think it does look better. Stock exhausts are what they are, right? Like, they're just big and bulky and kind of dumb looking. I think they could have done better with it, but I think what they did was largely what any manufacturer would do, who has to comply with regulations and everything. So, and they did pretty good. I think I would love to, when they come out, I'm gonna try and go to the dealership here and see if I can sit on one and just kind of see the difference, because they just look nice. But then there is no 20. There's the Scout 60, but there is no Scout 20. So it's a rare bike. Excuse me. The spring air is making my mouth dry. Oh man, somebody hit an elk. Poor damn thing. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. That has to suck. But it's pretty cool. I thought it was a real good launch. I think that they're targeting the right people. The prices are right on them. I mean, you can say what you want about Polaris buying them and stuff, but buying the name and everything, but a company with that many billions of dollars to it, they know what they're doing, or at least they can throw a lot of money at something. Good looking bikes too. I really like that, the 101. It's just cool. And I like that, so they were saying that the 101 is going to come with more horsepower than any of them, and you are able to have it flashed at the dealer to unlock that power on the lower models if you want. Now, they didn't announce pricing. They did not announce really anything about that other than it's possible. There's all the accessories and all that cool shit, but interesting to see. I'd like to see how the power feels compared to this, because that's one thing I've kind of gone back and forth on, is if I should do a power commander, just because, you know, why not, right? But to me, I don't know if I even need it on this guy. I've heard that it smooths it out a little bit, and maybe that's what's worth it more than anything, but it's a lot of money for that, just to make it smooth, you know? Easy, big guy. But we'll see. At this point, I'm real happy with where this one's at. Like I showed on the saddlebags in the beginning, and I'll do a better job when we get up here, but I found these threaded adapters that are handles on there, because one of the things that was pointed out to me, and I appreciate it, was that, hey, you're probably going to need some more surface area pushing up against them, because the vibration might, you know, pull out on those little washers that I put on there. And I mean, great point, very well taken. It's just dumb that, like, they didn't do that in the first place, right? Like, that they didn't include all the shit I needed. That was kind of annoying, because I followed their instructions. Those big washers, they said go on the outside, but I don't know. But I found these on there because they're like M8. I don't remember. You'd have to look it up. But I went to Lowe's and I just like found the thread and whatever. Looked it up, and then on Amazon you could buy like a bunch of these plastic handles that have a through thread on them, like they have a brass thread in them, and they poke through, so there's no cap, so it doesn't run into anything. And I'm like, well, you can't use their quick release system on this bike because this bike has the cutouts for the suspension and exhaust and stuff like that, and it says right on there that you can't use it. So I was like, well, I didn't want to start taking it on and off with a fucking wrench every time I needed to. And so I got those washers, put them on the inside, grabbed those threaded adapters, and those threaded adapters work perfect. Like, absolutely perfect. They're nice and tight. I put some lock washers on them so they don't back off, which is super, super helpful. Apparently that's going to be a new reservoir, man-made one. Something hollow, skunk hollow, I can't remember. Something hollow. We'll see what it's like when we get there, but and then it shows up. Well, that's like the construction access, I guess. But yeah, I was a little mildly annoyed that quick thing doesn't work, but I found those on there and they seem to work great. And I've gone on a couple rides. It's been kind of on and off on the weather here. It's still early spring in Colorado, and we're in northern Colorado, and man, it can change on a dime. One day it'll be 65, the next day it's 28 and snow. They say we're supposed to get one more good snow. We'll see. I love this ride. This is like one of the best rides. It's super easy to get to. I think soon here, when we get a real nice day, I'm gonna do that peak to peak again for the spring, and then we'll do it again in the summer and the fall, just so we can get some cool stuff. Head up around Nederland and shit like that. That's a longer ride though. A little bit longer of a ride, a couple hours, but that way I can go film it, and I've got my USB connections. I can keep the camera powered and just ride and film as I need to. Hilariously, I thought I charged this stupid thing here on my remote control, but I did not, so it is dead still, but we'll get it charged. I brought my big camera so I can film a little bit when we get up here, but oh man, it is a beautiful day. It's like the first super nice day we've had. Not a cloud in the sky. 77 degrees is supposed to be today. It's like shorts weather down there. I should have looked to see what it is up in Estes today, but might have been a nice morning to go through the canyon, but I had stuff to do, unfortunately. It's like one of my dad's favorite rides too. Just because it's like twisty and nice. The roads are real good. It's not far out of town. But it's nice. Still got some snow up on the radio tower hill here. Not much else has changed though. Like I said, the Scouts got released, which is pretty dope, but pretty much all the same here. I might do a pretty long trip up to see my parents this year, and if I do, I'll definitely bring you guys along for it. We'll do a cool little short film. Now that I've got my microphone situation taken care of, and we got the GoPro going again and figured out, it's so dumb. It's like, why would you have the option to have hyper smooth work if it's not going to work on 24 frames a second? Like, well, because it's because of the ND filter. It requires a high shutter speed, and it's like, yeah, but that's not how people film. It makes it look weird. If I would just do 60 frames a second if I was going to do that. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just annoying. Oh yeah, I can crest the hill. We'll see the mountains. Nice up here, real nice. Boy, I hate seeing all the loose dirt in the road. Hey, there it is. There's Longs and Meeker. See more of the Front Range over there. Hill. Boy, I'll tell you what, this isn't full. This is not full at all. There's a little thing down here. Last year they were running lines up here, and I shot a home, this green guy over here. It's a really cool house, but I shot it, and they've been running line crews and on a helicopter up there to go catch the line, and like people hanging from them and stuff, and that's got to be a job and a half, man. That's got to be the coolest freaking job. Just be able to say you're hanging off a helicopter running line. I don't know if it's headed to Estes. I'm not sure where it's headed to. I'm assuming so. That's kind of where it's dead straight at, but who knows. We're gonna pull over in here. I just don't want to do a U-turn in front of somebody. Pinewood, that's what this guy's called. That's right. I want to call it Mountain Wood, but I think that's because I shot a house called Mountain Wood. There we go, though. Beautiful ride up. Let's get her turned off here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Beautiful pine wood. But yeah, so let's see here. I'll show you what I did now that we got some sun on it. I just love this bike, man. It's just the nicest bike. Now that I can take these bags on here, that's super cool. But yeah, you can see we got these little handles on here, and all you do is just loosen them and they come off nice, and they're nice and tight. They don't back themselves off. Easy to tighten back on there and check on them, but they're great. I love it. Come on, get on there. But yeah, that's that. Another ride complete. Maybe we'll film something on the way back, maybe not. Maybe we'll just turn on, let people listen, but still not the warmest day in the world. Look at this garbage we got here. But yeah, super, super nice day. Getting real, real nice. Look at that snow up there still. Almost hiking season. Well, hope you guys doing good, enjoyed it. Let me know what your favorite one of the new Scouts is. Look at that thing. Oh man, this is such a pretty bike. I still think, I don't know, I'm still debating. I think I'm gonna black out the chrome on it. I just do. I don't know, I don't really like the chrome. I'm not a chrome person, but it does work on this because there's so little of it. But I don't know, maybe I'll look around and see what somebody said about them. Don't land on that bug, you're gonna melt. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.